Okay, my little wombats, let's draw. Now, so far, we've been doing all this work with disappearing points on the page. Now we're going to take those disappearing points off the page. We're just going to keep them in our mind. Also in our mind, we're going to be visualizing 3 dimensions from looking at a 2-dimensional picture. You might have a picture of something that you want to copy. Well, here's going to be the trick to taking what you see and thinking about it, how it exists in the real world, and how you can break down something complex into simple shapes and then build up your own complexity. So, if you can believe it or not, we are going to attempt to draw this. You might say to yourself, oh my gosh, that is way too complicated. Holy cow, that is crazy. I don't even know where to start. But that's just the thing. We're not going to start on one side and just draw and be done. We're going to accomplish this with construction lines. We're going to figure out what shapes this is made out of, draw those shapes, and then add the detail to it to flesh it out. Okay, let's go overhead. This is a design. This is a picture I found on a website called Tabletop World. I did not design this. This is not my design, so I have to give credit to Tabletop World. They make models of like medieval buildings and such. So, first of all, we're going to go inside our minds. We're going to go into our minds, and we're going to think about this in 3 dimensions. Let's do it. Ready? All right, see, here's our piece of paper. We can move it around. There's our drawing that we're going to copy. So now what we can do inside our minds is think about what this is made out of. Now, not just thinking about it as a flat drawing on a flat piece of paper. We're going to think about, what is this bottom story? Well, I think it's a box. It's a box that looks a lot like this. Boom, there we go. There's our bottom story. But what we can do is we can move all around in our mind and think about that as a box. We're not just stuck with it like this, like the picture has it. See, here's this corner, is over here, is this corner. Okay, that's fine, that makes sense. But how do I draw all the rest of that? All right, well, let's think about this other box. See, this corner doesn't quite line up with the corner on the second level. That must mean the second level is a box, but it's slightly different size. So if we kind of tilt down and look at the top of our box, we know the box that we put on top of it is going to stick out further in the front. Let's insert a box. Okay, here we go. Now we've got a box, and we're going to put it on there. There we go. Slide it back. All right, so there we go. We've got our second level box on top of our first level box. Does that look about right? There we go. So this is what we can imagine in our minds, because as humans, we're used to the 3D world, and we can figure out, looking at something that's only 2 dimensions, what it really is in 3 dimensions. All right, we got another story. We have a third story. Let's add the third story. Oh, here we go. Here's a box. Oh, what are you doing over there? We got to come on top of this right there. Oh, there we go. And that looks like it sticks out too, so it overhangs. There we go. We've got a box on top of a box on top of a box. So you've got the lower story and the upper story leans out on both sides, actually. And the top story leans out most of all. And what's neat is that since we, as humans, can picture things in 3 dimensions, we can make a copy of this structure at a different angle if we wanted to. We could draw it from the front. We could draw it if we're looking down on it like a bird, or looking up at it like an ant. All right, so this top doesn't look like a box. Well, we just need to carve it. We just need to carve it and carve some lines in here. Oh, there we go. That makes it look more like what we're talking about here. Let's see if we can move this line. Let's snap to a line. Can we do that? Snap to edge. Snap there. There we go. Let's move this line. You snap there. Oh, now that's looking familiar. And we can add on to it. We see there's other objects here. There's this balcony sticks out. There's a window here. There's a window. Let's add that window right there. I happen to have pre-created. All right, so we can grab this and just push it right into the wall. We can change how high it is, but we know that it lines up with the bottom of the second story. So we can just push that right there. There we go. Now it's starting to take shape. Just because in our minds we can build these simple shapes and these simple forms and put them together. And now, so what we build is this wall in here. We haven't taken into account the fact that this roof overhangs. This one has a little roof overhang, but the main roof is not overhanging. Let's go back into edit mode, see if we can extrude these things. What do? Click there. Let's make that extrude along normal. Whoosh. We can make that roof thicker, kind of like that. Then we can take these front faces. We can bring them out. There we go. Let's see what we're doing here. We're creating that overhang just by drawing a couple more boxes on the roof and sliding that out. Oh, what do you think of that? And even, this is kind of funky shape, isn't it? It doesn't go evenly. The top at the ridge, it sticks out more than down here. But we can select these edges, these little guys here. Now we can move these out. Oh, that's looking better. There we go. So really, that's just like drawing a longer line here and connecting it. All right, so this, as humans, is what we're capable of doing in our minds. And we can even look at this picture on the left, and we could draw something like that. We could draw something like that. We have all the information we need. And if we pay attention to our disappearing points and our horizon line, we can change the angle on it. Obviously, we don't know what's going on behind because we don't have that information. But as far as these two sides, we know this window is about halfway down this wall. And this is what the different floors look like. And we can add these details in later. We know there's a door in about the middle of this wall. There's going to be a balcony sticking out right here. Let's try drawing it.